Hello! Hello! Welcome! I have looked into my last video and I noticed that my voice quality was like really bad because my mic was, I think, pretty close to my mouth. So yeah, no longer doing that. Um, hey, so this is me building a transfer track. Spoiler alert, so far, this is the rest of the coaster. With beautiful nature there. Yeah, this is how the top has ended up. Don't judge me, please. Please don't. Anyway, um, so I'm building this transfer track, but I just really wanted to discuss Planko 2. Yeah, it's a subject you've probably seen tons of videos about in the past weeks, maybe, because there's obviously been that player survey, that they put out, which basically confirms that they are indeed working on Planko 2. But really, when it's coming out, we do not want to be disappointed. So I have made a list. Well, I have not made a list, but I know what I want. So of things that we should have in Planko 2, and I just decided to just make a video, just naming out things that I feel like we should be able to do. Now, to get started, actually, um, if you have a name for this coaster, let me know in the comments. Um, I might pick you. You'll get a free shout out. And now let's discuss Blanco 2. So what I wanted to start off with, we need this, but like working. Now this doesn't look very good, but we need transfer fracks basically. Um, because honestly, you cannot miss that. The new gen coasters just have swing launches and switch tracks and transfer tracks as well. Now transfer tracks, I mean like basically switch tracks, but we don't necessarily need them because yeah, we don't necessarily need them. But what we do need desperately is switch tracks that actually work. So you would have like the switch, and then we go that way, and then we back spike, and then back forwards. Like that. So we need stuff like that. We need new tracks. This looks reasonable. I mean, like for the new gen Intamin, this could be fine, but I'd rather see the actual new gen track. But obviously, this is kind of like Honda, so Honda is a new gen. So, we're good. But we need the Vekoma new gen track, not the motorbike, because without on the console you don't have mods, so you could not use it either way. Um, so that we need, but we also need new trains, and we need to be able to use those trains on every other coaster type, not just the ones that look like it. Because I cannot use the Invincible train on a motorbike coaster. People with mods can, but we can't. So, you know, I wish that they just added something like that we can just use everything, um, like the bobsled or something like that. And also, we need to be able to have a slider that says no look ahead, because the look ahead is basically that the coaster camera, when you're in the coaster POP, looks ahead of where the train is going to. So if there's a turn coming up, then before you actually enter that turn, the camera is already following that turn, and it basically, yeah, well, it doesn't make things smoother. It I mean, like, it's basically what makes the people with the no look ahead mod have so much better POVs than what we have, because it's just. Now I could show you a POV of what I have so far. I've managed to get the smoothest out of this game, I think, possible. 4 meter method, obviously. Let's have a look. And I will not speak during this POV because I've learned from the past that you do not hear me while the POV is going on either way. So I might as well wait. So enjoy. Right. Um, so that was, this part is not super smooth, and the stall is definitely not smooth. But I spent like half a day just changing it back and forth because it wasn't smooth, and it will never be smooth because Planko. Um, but you know, and this is very smooth. I've done many coasters, and I can tell you that this one has a reasonable rider POV. So like, this is not the rider POV. This was the front bumper. But with 4 meter method, usually your POVs will not be very good if you're not looking at front bumper. But hey, this one, it's okay. It's fine. You know, it's not super good, but it's fine. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that if Planko would just be able to be as smooth as No Limits, like, that would already be so much better. Because literally, that is currently the best coaster builder. And I don't have it, and it should definitely be available for console, but I know why it isn't, because it's technically not meant as a game. So, you know, that will never be available. Um, but it's very sad that we don't. Well, this. Yes, that. Okay. So technically, it's not very strange that we don't have it for console, but like, they just gotta realize we do need it. So then, it's just, it's kind of weird, in my opinion, that people are still not realizing that No Limits is a game, and that it should be available for console. Because we are just stuck here. Like, if you're on PC and you don't like it, okay, you could technically just go to No Limits, you know, but we can't. We don't have a choice. Well, or Park Beyond. But I've seen videos. I was doubting. By the way, if I should buy that, let me know in the comments down below. But I don't think I should. So, Plank 2, they need smoother rides, basically. What we also need is to be able to configure our own trains more. So, like, instead of configure, like, customize them, is basically what I'm trying to say. Now, not even on all trains, but some trains you can type in the name of the coaster on it, and then, you know, that's it, and the colors, of course. But what if you could just add shapes, or have different, if not, maybe just add like three different train models, or like different zero cars, and just let us pick one of them. You know what I mean? But like now, um, they have. Oh, what's a good example for this? Um, what for instance, the the thing, the not the Deegan, but the other arrow. Well, anyway, the one with this sort of glass train. That is like, if you're building like a fairy tale coaster. Yeah, I mean, like, you could technically pick the other train, but that's just never gonna be a good train. What if you just have like different options? Or what if they would just make every single train neutral? Take Vector. The train for Vector is perfectly neutral, but the RMC is like medieval with those chains. If you would use that on like sci-fi, that would just not work at all. And honestly, I'd rather have like a neutral train than a train with the wrong theme. Genuinely. And also, we should be able to have like custom patterns on these coasters. So like this invincible train, what if we would just be able to add different sort of patterns, like stripes and stuff? Wouldn't that be way better? Yes, it would. So, okay. So we've now discussed that, but what we haven't properly discussed, in my opinion, what anyone has properly discussed, in my opinion. Okay, this is kind of back to the smooth part. But what if we would be able to use like 1 or 2 or 1 meter parts? I know no one's gonna do that. Well, I am. But like, I really think that apart from being smoother, you're just able to make better shaping, more realistic shaping. And also, talking about shaping, why is it impossible to build Hyperia's first drop without exceeding track limits, even if you have disabled track limits? That shit should be checked out, yo. That's not okay. So now that I'm complaining about that stuff, um, I feel like we should be able to somehow have a better smoothing option. Not just for I'm not talking about making the ride smoother, which we should have, but I already discussed that. But we should be able to have a different way of smoothing the track, because now it just takes so long, and basically, I'm also doing all these custom supports and like which is something else we need. We need a lot in Planko too. I'm just realizing this video could take a while. Um, so we haven't even discussed theming, but I don't actually think we need theming. Now, something else we need. Um, these custom supports are only done. Well, I think people started doing them just because they wanted to. Um, because the real dedicated people always want to do everything themselves. Um, but what if the supports from the game, the automatically generated ones, just looked like this? I mean, like, I would kind of feel like I was being lazy because I wouldn't ever do custom supports. But what if you don't have to do them? I mean, like, people might still do them, but you won't if you don't notice it anymore. Then it's just dumb. So that's definitely something they should check out because it would just save so much time. And something else. Okay, this is gonna be a long list. Might not be the most entertaining sort of video to watch, but I'm sure that whatever you think needs to be in Blanco 2 also is going to be named here. So stay tuned. All right. No, but what should be done is they should just what's going on here? They should just every once in a while they should just take a look at what new coaster types are being built IRL and just introduce them in the game. Because we need a single-seated RMC Raptor. Like, that's not even a new coaster model anymore. And we still don't have it. And like, there's tons of that stuff. And, and there's so much of these new types of coasters we that are just like probably never going to be introduced to Planet Coaster. So like I really want to build an access coaster. It seems so fun. But the mine train carts are like the only thing that comes close. Well, yeah, well, that no, they don't even work that well. But like and the fact that we cannot even create the best coaster in the world, according to a lot of people, I have not ridden it yet. Um, but our Ride to Happiness, you cannot have a launch on a spinning coaster. I'm talking without mods because I'm on console. I don't have mods, and if it cannot be done without mods, then it basically counts as that it cannot be done because you need mods to do it. So then really doesn't count. Um, and that we should be able to do basically everything that people on PC with mods can do, and that should be possible because like it's just so unfair that the people on PC are like probably not even that much better than the people on console, but just because they have mods, their projects just turn out so much better, and they probably don't even put as much effort into them as we do. Because, for instance, the people that make like smooth coasters, they have the smooth forward mod. They can do that in like half an hour max, well less probably. But me, if I want to do it, it takes like 1.5 hours. Well, yeah. If I want to do it 4 times, it might even take longer than that. And we haven't done supports, we haven't done theming, we haven't done station, nothing. Just the layout. And I gotta say, it's kind of like once you start doing 4 meter method, you can't really stop because it just feels wrong not to use it anymore. So I can't build super high coasters very easily because it's just super difficult to do that with small track parts, and it's just so we need that as well. Frontier, we need that as well. Um, Now we obviously need the B&M surf coasters and all stuff like that. People say that, but to be honest with me, I don't feel like that has a lot of priority. Basically because no one's actually gonna build that more than like 3 times, because you know we need these type of coasters. What I'm building right now. but like more versions of it, like the Vekoma New Gen, the this one, but like single spined, like Velocicoaster, stuff like that. We need like okay, Intimate Power Girl. Yeah, I'll just acknowledge it. We need the drift, Tokyo Furious, Fast and Furious drift controlled spin thing. I'm not even sure how it's gonna be, but I already know that we need it. And we need turntables, drop tracks, and stuff like that because it's not you can't imagine what a coaster would look like these days without one. Look at like Tutatis. Um, that thing is like it's not even that unique because it's not even the only coaster at this point that has like you have a Pantheon, you know, you have stuff like that. Um, it's just not really realistic to just say, yeah, no, that's not happening, because these coasters are not super unique, but they just have a switch track, and then and we don't. And honestly, if you see even people on PC, how much effort they have to do to make a video of a POV with a switch track, which is not real, but like to edit it, it's just insane. And it would just be so much easier if they would just acknowledge that and say like, yeah, okay, you're right, we'll add the switch track. So the main thing that we need is for them to just modernize the rides. Now, I'll just have one more thing that I came up with recently. What if they just added better graphics? I don't need a bigger map or anything, but what if they just added like more realistic graphics with actual grass, for instance, and more and like a foam on the water and you know, stuff like that, and just more realistic, like mirrors, or like you could do a Pepper's Ghost then, which would be super cool. Um, what if they would be able to just finally realize that sunlight doesn't go through walls? Would allow us to do so much more, and it would not probably just not be a lot to ask because it's only we're only asking for for what's actually happening IRL. And honestly, the sunlight thing is just weird that they didn't do that in the first place. I mean, like, I'm not sure if it's difficult or anything like that, or if the engine can't run that, but honestly, dude, I mean, come on. Sunlight doesn't go through walls. And it especially doesn't go through like 3,000 walls, but in this game, it still does. Um, it shouldn't be night for it to be dark inside. And you know, it's weird on the PS5 graphics. You just have like an infinite sort of reflection thing going on if you try to make a dark room with the panels, wall panels, because you don't know how to make a dark room for a dark ride. Just add the colored panels, just make them black, and just put them all over the walls and the ceiling and the floor. It'll be fine. But on PS5 graphics, it just looks very bad. Um, so the lights, the fact that lights only work at night is also very weird. You should be able to have working lights just in the day as well. Um, and also something, I just keep going. I just keep going. You probably already noticed at this point, but I'm gonna keep going. Um, won't be super long video, by the way. Just have a couple more things I want to discuss with y'all. Um, what we need, I think, genuinely, I think the most desperately anyone for anyone to need in Planet Coaster 2 is the ability to customize the rides a bit more. Because right now, what you have is literally it. You don't have any options to, like, for instance, with the flat rides. If you have like a top spin, there's a certain amount of things you can do with it, and that's it. In the end, it goes up, and then it just really rapidly, unrealistically goes down, and you can't have it end on the bottom. Stuff like that. It's the little things like that on rides that just it makes no sense. It actually makes no. The fact that you cannot add trims in a ride. Now people don't like trims, but like if it's for realism, the fact that you cannot add trims anywhere. Of course, trim brakes are very flexible, but you can't add them everywhere. I know you can do them like upside down and banks, but you can't realistically at some points. Like, for instance, I cannot add it on top of these things. And if you can't, that's fine. You know, go ahead. But you should give us, what people on PC have, custom fins that you can just place like props. Now, I know that sounds weird, but like, for this, if I want to make custom LSM fins, which I did on the Velocity coaster that I made, same model, we did that with basic shapes. It looked very, very, very ugly. It would literally just perfectly square fins coming out of that. So, you know, it's just weird. The fact that there's no brake fins on it that go down before the ride launches. It's the little things like that are just not realistic, and obviously we don't need them. You know, the game as we have it right now. You can be mad at me, but let's face it, this is a very good game, and I still think that we could do this for like years to come. But honestly, with the things that we can do nowadays, I feel like Frontier just needs to realize that we will buy things. We need new DLC. You know, if we don't get Planko 2, I'd be fine. Just give us like a DLC with a ride with a drop track, switch track, stuff like that. You know, it doesn't even have to be a completely new game because honestly, we don't. I think I speak for everyone when I say we would be fine if we have. Well, we're fine if we have nothing, but let's face it, we don't want that. Um, but we would be fine if we just had those couple of rides because the main thing I hear everyone say is the switch tracks, drop tracks, stuff like that. If I need to be able to just use any train on any coaster type, so that and the no look ahead thing is and stuff like that is probably the main thing, the main reason why people want to have a new game. But I just realized that if Frontier would just add those things to this game, probably would take a lot less time, and Planko 2 could still come out. But I think it would make this game a lot better, and also any new DLC will shut people up for the next 5 years. Or well, not 5 years, but you know what I mean, like because at this point, all the players of Plank are just desperate for anything to happen at all. So, you know, I think it's very easy for Frontier to just, and I genuinely have moments at which I'm like, I have money, and I don't know how to spend it. I just don't want V-Bucks anymore at this point, okay? And I want to spend it at this game. I would, at this point, genuinely tip them money and not get anything for in return. I've had moments at where you was like, I really like this game. I would like to give them money, and I was like, yeah, well that's not happening because I already bought every DLC, and I cannot buy anything in this game anymore. But I just really wanted to buy anything in this game. Like I said, I would actually tip them if I could. But it's so dumb because they could earn so much money, but I just cannot spend it. So, and I'm not saying that they should add a currency that allows you to buy rides, because that would be the worst idea ever, because it would basically mean you'd spend, I would certainly turn British. I'm just kidding. No, but it would basically mean that you would, like, spend so much money to get, like, rides. So we don't need that. We do need DLC, but we just need a lot more DLC, and we need it to come out more frequently, because I think anyone would be happy to just be able to get new rides, to be not feel like I already got everything. Because genuinely, if they right now, at this very moment, said, "Here you have 2, 3 new DLCs," I would buy all of them instantly. I would genuinely be sad that I had to go to work, because that would mean I couldn't play this anymore. I would genuinely spend days just, but they don't, and I don't feel like they are hearing us about this, because that's something I do think that they should fix about the way that they are behaving currently, just not letting us know anything, and I feel like at least say, yeah, we're working on it, or no, we're not working on it, because now it's just we don't know, we genuinely don't know, and that's just so stupid of them. So I don't feel like they are just feeling the need for this new DLC or new game to come out. So now there's a ton of videos of proof and why Planko 2 is coming out this year, and I think that it is, or I'm hoping that it is, but I also genuinely think that it might be coming out this year, end of this year. Like, Now, there's one thing. Last time on Planko came out, uh, the trailer came out, and it took like 1.5 years for the game to come out after that. Um, I'm hoping that's not the case here. But if anything drops about this game, I'm buying it. I'm definitely buying it. I do hope that you would still be able to visit your old projects in the new, in Planko 2. Maybe just improve them with the new tools you would have. So the survey, I did the survey. I actually answered everything, not, well, mainly in the way that I would want to, but also for a big part in the way that I feel like Planko 2 should be. So when they said, what do you think is the most important thing? I obviously said rides, and what do you think is lead management? Because, let's face it, most people that play this are playing it to build coasters, and not to build parks, like Park Beyond. Like, it's the best park builder out there, but I genuinely don't think that um, genuinely don't think that it's being played just for building those ridiculous parks anymore. I think it's mainly done by the serious players that are just here to build coasters, and I genuinely am one of those. I should say. Um, so yeah, that's basically it for this video. Don't want to make it too long. Probably already is very long. Um, so yeah, I'm curious. What do you think that should be introduced in Planet Coaster 2? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, also let me know what you think of this video, what you think of this ride, if you have any name suggestions for this coaster, because I'm very, very much listening. um, I will, by the way, see you guys in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Zeus is coming out soon, and this hopefully before Zeus, but I'm honestly starting to doubt that a bit. So yeah. Anyway, stay tuned. Have a good rest of your day, and yeah, bye.